welcome to Painting Sports the Right Way. I'm Eli Painter.
I'm Caden Wright.
And today we will be discussing college football, the Redskins name change, the NBA, the MLB, a lot of stuff to talk about today. So let's start off with college football. So obviously the Pac-12 and Big Ten are out doing conference-only play. Conference-only play means that they'll be filling their schedules with people in their conference. So they'll only be playing, the Pac-12 will only be playing the Pac-12, Big Ten will be only playing the Big Ten. Yeah. So what do you think of this approach? Do you think there are better approaches, or do you think this was the right way to go?
I mean, personally, as a BYU fan, it's not the most, thrilling thing to me because BYU is playing teams from the Big Ten and Pac-12, and those are kind of the only really good teams on the schedule, aside from Boise State and Missouri. But it kind of makes sense why they're doing it. It's less travel cost, and it's more local play. But this coronavirus stuff has gotten so out of hand, I'm not sure how much this is going to really help the spread at all. I really think it's almost like a political statement of, hey, we're taking coronavirus seriously. I'm not sure how much this is actually going to help. What do you think?
Speaking of BYU, they lost their first, 4 games. They lost 5 games total, but their first 4 games were big ones. They had Utah, Michigan State, Arizona State, and Minnesota.
Yeah.
And so, for the independent teams, here's the problem with them. Here's the problem with BYU and Notre Dame and Liberty and Army. They're not in a conference. They aren't really in a conference. They can't, fill their games with other independent teams, probably because, there really isn't any. Nobody wants to see Notre Dame versus Liberty and Army and New Mexico State and UMass. Those aren't good games, and none of them are going to have chances. So that's the problem with independent teams.
For sure.
And there's been a lot of talk about, Notre Dame filling the rest of their games with ACC games. So maybe BYU does something like that, and maybe the other independent team does. Maybe BYU fills the rest of their games with, the Pac-12 and makes an agreement with that or something.
Yeah, that would be, possible, but I think the Pac-12 is so dysfunctional right now that BYU wouldn't be able to do anything with them. The Pac-12 is just kind of off the rails and just not doing that great.
Yeah. I agree. But, the team that stands out to me the most and hurts is Notre Dame, because Notre Dame has been, they were in the playoffs 2 years ago. They were in the top 10 this year, for most of the year. Notre Dame is a really good team. And, I was talking about earlier how they'll probably fill the games with ACC games.
Yeah.
But, so far, they've already lost the 3 games. They've lost Wisconsin, which was a big one.
Yeah.
Stanford, and then, of course, USC, which is one of the biggest rivalries in college football. So, no good there for Notre Dame especially.
Notre Dame is also in a lot better spot than most of these independent teams. BYU and UMass and Liberty and Army and all these other teams, they kind of need a conference to get into to get better funding and stuff. But Notre Dame is just so good that they're better off as independents, so they've got a bit more leverage. Because, more people, I bet, would want to see, Missouri or LSU or Alabama play Notre Dame than play BYU, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. It's just simply because they're the better team than all these other guys,
Right,
it's easier for a top 10 team to get into a conference.
Yeah, Notre Dame, if they wanted to, they could have gotten into a conference a long time ago. Everyone would want them, but they don't try and get into a conference because they don't need to. And also, there's a conference, I'm not sure which one it is, but it's got like Kansas and stuff like that and Duke, and they're these big basketball teams, so they have to be in the conference. But during football, the good football teams are like, why are we sharing this multi-billion-dollar contract with Kansas and Duke? It's like, why can't we have that all to ourselves? And Notre Dame doesn't want any part of that, so they sign their own TV deals, which get big bucks, and they don't have to share it with bad teams.
Yeah, that would be Kansas football's Big 12. So
yeah, Big 12.
Yeah, that's with like Oklahoma and Texas. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I just don't see Pac-12 and Big 10 going conference only, but nobody else doing it.
Yeah, someone else has got to do it.
Like I just see everybody else following. I don't see that, because like then too many games are lost, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's a hard deal. I mean, I think that the conference only was a good solution, just because you can control COVID testing more, traveling. You can control your traveling, and you can most importantly control what your conference does. So.
Yeah.
I think that this was like a good solution. It stinks for like Notre Dame and them, but
yeah, I mean, yeah. I see what you mean. Do you have anything else to say?
Nope. Yeah, let's just go into a break.
All right. After the break, we'll have the Redskins name change, Westbrook testing positive, and what the NBA bubble conditions are going to look like as a result. Welcome back, everyone. In this segment, we'll talk about the Redskins name change and NBA's Russell Westbrook and what that means for the NBA bubble. So let's start with the Redskins name change. So what do you think, Eli?
So, what do I think about the name change? I think when I first heard of this, I didn't think it was going to happen. Honestly, this argument happens literally like every year for the Redskins.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't really think it would happen until I started seeing their sponsors leave. I think that the only reason it really happened was because of all the BLM, racism, stuff like that. That's the only reason it actually happened this time. So, I'll be interested to see what they do. They're set to change it today. I wonder what they'll do with it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that it'll be something, more, I guess, since they're in Washington, D.C., like Army kind of stuff. So, I don't know. I mean, what do you think their name is going to be? Let's just take guesses.
Don't know. But if I were to guess, I would guess it would be like, I don't know, maybe the Washington government or something. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of a lame guess, but can you imagine? That would be so funny. Like, and now the Washington government plays the New England Patriots. It's like, oh, that'd just be kind of funny to have a team named after the government. It's just named the government.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that it would be really, they're not going to do it, but it would be pretty funny if they did like the Washington Indians or something.
Washington Indians. Yeah, They're definitely not going to do that. I mean, Cleveland Indians, they're going to change their name probably soon as well. I mean, the tricky thing with this kind of name stuff, and also why, in my opinion, it was kind of dumb to keep the Redskins name as long as they did, is because, like, the Redskins, name is kind of like the N-word. Like, not as bad, but it's still, like, a racial slur. And the fact that, like, in 2020, we still had, until as of today, an NBA team with a racial slur as the name, it's kind of weird. And to be honest, I think that the reason the Redskins changed the name is, yes, like the Black Lives Matter stuff, but especially because their sponsors started pulling out. Like, the NFL teams and basically anyone, they're going to follow the money. And if the money wants you to change the name, you're going to change the name. Else you don't get the money. You see what I mean?
Yeah. So that, yeah, I mean, yeah, how about that, man? That would be great. I mean, I think that, yeah, something like the Washington, geez.
They should do the Washington Wizards.
I don't know. I agree with you. I think that why are the Cleveland Indians changing? You know, that's got to happen soon, doesn't it? I mean, yeah. I don't know.
I think the reason the Cleveland Indians are changing, they've already changed their logo, but I think it's because most Native Americans feel that it's insensitive as far as I can tell. And also, I'm not sure the name's origins, but especially if the name's origins were derogatory towards Indians, that would be another good reason to change the name. I mean,
yeah. You know, I think that, yeah. I mean, on a side note, I think that with everything happening in the MFL, like Deshaun Jackson's post, I mean, all that nonsense, you know, I think that this kind of, you know, in a way makes sense. But, I mean, really, I don't think it's like, you know, I mean, I don't know if it's like really that important, I guess, but to make this name change. But, you know, yeah, it probably had to be done at some point, you know, especially sponsors were pulling out.
I mean, like, we're also not the two best people to judge on whether the Cleveland Indians or the Washington Redskins is a name that they should keep or not, because, like, we're literally two white kids from Utah. I mean, like, obviously, like, Native Americans and black people, they're gonna have different opinions among themselves about, hey, is this a good name or not? But it just kind of seems a little, like, insulting and racist to be like, yeah, the Cleveland Indians name or Redskins name, that's okay to keep or whatever. I mean, we're not doing that, but I mean, you kind of get what I'm saying here. It's kind of tricky to talk about.
Yeah, it is tricky. Yeah, I mean, I think that this is for the good. But,
this is
you know,
good, yeah. Socially aware.
Well, yeah, they'll probably go like with the Washington. Like, I mean, they could change their team colors for all I know. I mean, they may go with like the Washington Navy or something.
The Washington Wusses.
I don't know.
I mean, okay, maybe not that. Okay, maybe not that, but it's kind of funny to think about. Or they could be the Washington Wizards, and then nobody would know whether we're talking about the basketball team or the football team. It'd be funny, like the exact same logo.
The Washington Post. That would be a good one, the Washington Post.
Wait, the Washington Toast?
No, Post.
Oh, the Washington...
P-O-S-T.
Oh, yeah, the Washington Post. Oh, that would be funny. Yeah, the Washington Post. Man, that's kind of funny.
All right, yeah, let's move on to Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
This is hard to, yeah. All right. So, Russell Westbrook.
He's tested positive.
Yeah, tested positive with the corona. Wasn't being careful enough, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't anything new for a lot of the players. But, he posted today that he was positive. He posted, take this seriously, wear a mask, why not? And so here's the thing. Russell Westbrook and James Harden were not with Rockets on the flight 3 days ago. And we know why Russell wasn't now, but I don't know it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if James Harden has arrived at the bubble yet. I'll check.
Yeah.
But, maybe, I mean, what are the odds that, like, James Harden has it?
I have no idea what the odds are, but it would not surprise me if he did have it. I mean, honestly, like, Gobert's had it, Mitchell's had it. I don't know if Ingles has had it or not, but no, Ingles hasn't had it, I don't think. But now Westbrook's got it.
Yeah,
There's just been so many.
This isn't like anything really new.
Yeah, this isn't new. But I think it does cast some serious doubts on how well this bubble thing is going to work. I mean, at first, like, I really want to see the NBA, like, as much as you do, because, like, I miss the NBA. I miss basketball so much. But it's just kind of, it's not a good sign to have players testing positive like this before the thing is even off the ground. What I think they should do is they should have, like, everybody go in the bubble, like, as soon as possible, and then everybody, like, isolate for 2 weeks by themselves, and then get tested, and then, like, then actually do 3 weeks for good measure. Then if anyone tests positive, they just have to start the cycle over again until no one in the bubble tests positive, and then we can have the basketball, which might mean pushing back the date as much as I hate to say it.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, he never was in Orlando, so I don't think that you need to push back anything really. But I mean, it's not good.
Yeah, this is just gonna be a really weird NBA season because you're not gonna have some of the players and like all this testing positive and stuff, and just being in a bubble and playing without fans, it's just going to be so different.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else about Westbrook?
I don't think so, other than the fact that, I mean, I hope that Westbrook gets a little more humble now, and he doesn't diss on Jazz fans in the bubble, even though there's not going to be any. I mean, that's kind of all I got.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look like you've got anything. So, guess we'll move on.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a quick... Yeah. Wait, sorry. Did you have something?
Oh, yeah. All right, gotta move on to the NBA bubble.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
NBA bubble. So, what do you think is going to happen now?
All right. So, the conditions. I'm not there, so I'm going to quote some people that are there and what their thoughts are. You know, some people like J.R. Smith were like a little upset with some of the stuff there. I know that a lot of people are mad because their rooms don't have windows, which is ridiculous in my opinion.
It's like, dude.
Like, some of the rooms do not have windows.
Wait, it's ridiculous that the rooms don't have windows,
crazy.
Or that the players are complaining that the rooms don't have windows?
No, I think it's crazy that the rooms don't have windows. Like, why would hotel rooms not have windows?
Yeah, that's just kind of weird. That is pretty odd. What they should do, at least, is they should, like, make a window frame, then they should, like, put up some pictures of, like, an outside view so it looks like they have windows. I saw this in a Mr. Beast video once. Like, they were in a bunker, and then it looked like there were windows on the outside. By the way, we weren't paid to say that. Mr. Beast would probably never pay us to say that, but you're welcome for the free advertising, Mr. Beast, if you're listening.
Yeah, I mean, all right, here, let me talk. All right, Donovan Mitchell on the bubble condition said, honestly to me, it is like AAU really. I have just been relaxing and watching film.
Good.
John Morant, I brought my own food down here, so I'm good. I am a ramen noodles guy, so I'm used to all of it. So Giannis Antetokounmpo also said he is very blessed and will not complain about the conditions. So most of these guys are,
chill, yeah.
They're like optimistic. Like, come on, we get to finish this season, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I can't complain. But, yeah. I mean, there has been some like complaining about like the rooms and stuff.
Right.
Which I don't think, like, come on, don't complain. I mean, I get that some of the conditions are kind of dumb, but you know.
I mean, you gotta do.
I mean,
what you
people
gotta
are
do.
bringing down their video games.
Right. Gotta do what you gotta do to play basketball. Got anything else?
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I've been watching like all the videos of what they're doing down there. They're pretty funny. I mean, they got arcade down there. They've got, I mean,
That's funny.
they got cornhole. You know,
Oh yeah.
the Thunder playing cornhole. I mean, it was pretty cool. I mean, most of the people are probably sitting in their hotel rooms watching TV all day. I mean, now that NBA teams are allowed to practice, they probably love that so much, like getting back on the court.
Yeah.
Stuff, you know?
I'm sure. I'm sure they do. At least the ones that like playing basketball. All right.
Yeah.
Got anything else then? Or is that it?
Nope, nothing else.
All right. Right after the break, we'll go over the MLB summer schedule. Hey, sports fans, it's Caden from Painting Sports the Right Way, and I'm here to tell you we got a newsletter. In it, we discuss sports current events, give breaking sports news, and leave you more informed about everything from Korean baseball to Don Shula. Subscribe now by clicking the MailChimp link in the show notes, and thanks.
Hello, welcome back to Painting Sports the Right Way. And we are going to move on to our MLB subject. So right now, they've been like practicing, and doing that kind of stuff together. So that's a good sign.
That's a good sign. I mean, hopefully they're...
So, I mean...
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, jinx. Okay, I'll go ahead. So, hopefully there haven't been any more COVID tests, like, positive or anything.
Yeah. I think that opening day, I've heard it in like it says it's scheduled to start on July 23rd, but I've seen like games on like July 18th, so I don't really know. It's starting soon though. I can tell that's starting soon. They're doing the game season, so that's good. It was like really slow moving in. It was like, all right, we're gonna do this and then this and then this and then bang, we're moved in.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully by the time they're ready to start, COVID starts going down. Because right now, it's spiking back up.
Yep. So it's supposed to, on July 23rd, it's like, I've seen that it said on July 23rd that it's supposed to kick off with Yankees and Nationals.
Yeah,
or Yankees at the Nationals. So.
Yankees and Nationals. That should be a good game to watch. I think I'll try and watch some of it, or at the very least follow it. Because I need something to watch and something to follow, like, sports-wise. I mean...
Yeah.
It's fun, like, watching... Like, for example, in Moab, we went to a restaurant. They had NBA stuff on the TV, and it was, like, AD and how he's, like, super good at blocking players and stuff. And then it started doing the San Antonio Spurs versus the Lakers finals game when what's his name? Kawhi Leonard. When Kawhi Leonard was still on the Spurs and when LeBron James was on the Heat. I saw that game. That was pretty cool, but I already kind of knew what was going to happen, and I just want some like live sports, and baseball will give me that, I think. I think it'll give us that. I'll give everyone that.
Yeah, I can tell you I've watched like 1,030 for 30s.
Yeah.
So, The Last Dance, all that stuff.
Yeah. All right. So, that's all for today. We've got a survey coming out soon that we're going to put in the show notes, and we'd love you to take it. It would mean a lot to us.
All right, yeah. This has been Painting Sports the Right Way. I'm Eli Painter.
I'm Caden Wright.
Make sure to visit our website.
Yep.
We have a website now, so make sure to visit that. You can subscribe on it. And make sure you subscribe if you listen. You'll get newsletters and updates on the episodes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So make sure to check out our website, which is painting-sports-the-right-way .mailchimpsites.com.
Yeah.
That is painting-sports-the-right-way .mailchimpsites.com. All right, that was hard to say.
We'll put that in the show notes.
Yeah. So make sure to check out the website. Make sure to subscribe, get our newsletter, listen to our other podcasts on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, wherever you've listened to this one from. We're probably going to have a special guest for real this time later this week. And this has been Painting Sports the Right Way from Philadelphia.